Good evening, folks. How y'all doing? Hello, Snake. Hello, Ocelot. Hold on, where are we? Let's wrap things up. I can see the finish line dead ahead from here. Yeah, so as the title suggests, this is unfortunately the last week of streams. I'm just about packed up at my house here on campus. The only things that are left here are just my VHS tapes, which I'm probably gonna liquidate and offload most of them, and the rest of my streaming and console setup. So I'm coming back here, one day at a time, just picking up what I can. But most of my stuff is back in my mom's garage right now. My CRT is back there, so I'm using my backup TV for this. Yeah, it's wrapping up nicely. I hate to see things come to an end so soon, but end of an era has to start a new beginning. Anyways, so today on things that I wanted to do later in the year but didn't have time to, the PlayStation 2 launch. I wanted this later in October, where it launched here in the US. The PlayStation 2 launched in North America on October 26, 2000. Today's June 26, 2000, so I guess, 26 means to something. But, I wanted to just kind of take a look to see what was the hype leading up to the PlayStation 2, leading up to its launch, and I brought a couple snippets and newsreels and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's early on. If you remember the PlayStation 2, you'll probably remember this way better than I do, so some of the stuff might feel better nostalgic for you. So I'd probably be asking you a lot of questions, so I'm glad you're here to help me out with this. Honestly, I don't remember most console launches just kind of come and go for me. The last one that I had the quote-unquote opportunity to go to was the PlayStation 5 launch. That was, November 2020? I was still in college at that time, but that was still during the middle of COVID, so I didn't really feel like doing it, just to see what it was like. But honestly, if there were a couple times where I would have to go back in time to witness a console launch in its prime, I don't even know if I'd do PlayStation 2. I would either do Dreamcast or Xbox 360. And one of the retrospectives that I wanted to do, we might get to that at some point, it was Xbox 360 launch retrospective from 2005. That'll be fun one day. Is my thing frozen? Yeah, it is on. Yeah, let me just reload my But anyways, the PlayStation 2 launch. I'll admit, from what I've played of most PlayStation 2 games this year, including the few that were pretty early on. I know we looked at a lot of stuff from 2001, 2002 or something. It had a pretty decent lineup. Obviously, like, some of the big hitters are Tekken Tag Tournament and Time Splitters. Those will probably be the two that I would take away, but there are other games in this pile that I wouldn't mind picking up, like SSX, Smuggler's Run seems kind of fun, Unreal Tournament. It did have Dead or Alive 2, Armored Core 2, but then there's like the weird stuff like Bantavision. What else is in there? SJ1420, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so there's a lot. In terms of quality to quantity, of the 29 something games that launched with the PS2, there was definitely one for there to go all around. I don't know how exactly to feel about a console launch that I wasn't there for myself, because I didn't have a PlayStation 2, as you guys know, as a kid. I had a GameCube, and the PlayStation 2 just kind of passed me by for however long it was. I didn't start really kind of paying attention to PlayStation stuff until in recent times, and even then when my brother got a PlayStation 4 for Christmas one year. So PlayStation 2, and then later on 3, just kind of flew over my head as I was Wii, and then going into Xbox and stuff. So, for those of you who are over the age of 30 or 35 or so, this might be a bit of a tickle to you. Alright, I think I've said enough. So, where's the playlist? So the playlist of stuff that I have is mostly, this first segment is mostly just kind of tech demo stuff. I don't know if this is from E3 or Tokyo Game Show, but this was 1999, so about a couple of months to a year prior to launch. Ow, no noise. So this is when they were first revealing the PlayStation 2 to the masses. Let me know if it's too loud. Sounds like it's a little
It's 10 times more powerful than any console out there now. What plays DVD movies? And what works with your current PlayStation games and lets you use your existing controller, memory card, and other licensed Sony peripherals? If you haven't heard by now, it's PlayStation 2 coming to North America in the fall of 2000.
I don't know, early models of PlayStation 3.
Japan for a closer look.
A lot of this stuff will also be from the PlayStation Underground as well.
This game is called Bouncer from Square.
The Bouncer. What a great... This wasn't even a launch title, but what a great game to show off the power of the PlayStation 2. The Bouncer of all things. Also known as Not Kingdom Hearts.
They're made up of thousands of particles. Never before could so many particles be on screen at once, offering a new level of realism.
You might be seeing a little bit more of Ridge Racer 5 stuff as well later on too. We already covered a lot of Ridge Racer 5, so we won't necessarily be diving too much into it.
You can't do this without substantial computing power. In Dark Cloud, an RPG from Sony Computer Entertainment,
was Dark Cloud a launch title? No, it wasn't.
The main character builds a village on the fly.
But Evergrace was.
All kinds of new gameplay are possible.
I do have a list of launch titles if you want to see what
you build cities and then
what was out at this time.
PlayStation 2 gives the 6th version of the game the fastest action ever, with more trains and full 3D for the first time. A new DualShock 2 analog controller comes with the PlayStation 2, and it does something really...
You could definitely tell the models of the PlayStation 2 at this point felt closer to Dreamcast than what you would probably know PlayStation 2 for. They didn't really mark down the models until much later in their lifespan.
The controller also affects games like the new
Ridge Racer 5 did look very impressive for an early launch title, though.
He throws his star short. If you press hard, he throws it far. How hard do you want to punch? How high do you want to jump?
Wasn't there a football game?
Control the DualShock 2 allows.
Yeah, there was Madden 01 at launch.
The battlefields of 16th century Japan. It's Kessen from Koei. The East takes on the West in a historic struggle for the fate of the country. You control as many as 200 troops on screen at one time. The game's producer explains what's happening.
Koei has like 5 of these game series going on, like Dynasty Warriors and Shadow Warriors and all this stuff that I cannot tell the difference between one or the other. They all blend in too quickly to me.
The new console also makes it possible for characters to express emotion. I've dreamed of this.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms as well.
The games could be combined with the grand sweep and emotion of movies. The time has come for this game.
Hundreds of companies worldwide have signed on to explore technical and creative power that no one's ever had before. We can't predict what games will look like, but we can commit to helping you as a PlayStation
Nobunaga's Ambition, Dynasty Warriors.
How are game developers reacting to the next generation of PlayStation? As a PlayStation Underground subscriber, you get inside access.
All we're seeing here today is the tip of the iceberg.
You're going to see a much more detailed model.
Oh yeah, I do have a couple more early PlayStation 2 demo discs that we can also look at later too. I just reminded myself of that.
The fact that you can actually render something like Toy Story on the PlayStation in real time is just, you know, awesome.
And it's really exciting.
Well, I mean, there was Toy Story 2 on PS1.
Even surpass the power of some of the high-end military machines that we've worked with in the past.
Yeah, interesting thing about that. Let me pull that back a little quick there.
The fact that you can actually
we would go from 300 polygons
in real time is just, you know, awesome.
And it's really exciting to see
a
home platform that's going to have even surpass the power of some of the high-end military machines that we've worked with in the past.
High-end military machines. Have you guys heard the story? This is kind of funny considering this is 2000 as well. You guys have heard the story, I think it was debunked later, that, yeah, not just Saudi Arabia, but Saddam Hussein, I mean, I can't believe I'm throwing this name out. Saddam Hussein supposedly ordered like 4,000 PlayStation 2s to be built as... I don't know if this was the weapons of mass destruction that George Bush was looking for in the Iraq War or whatever, but like Saddam Hussein, supposedly in the news, bought 4,000 PlayStation 2s to be linked together as a supercomputer. Let me see if I can pull up that article. PS2 2000. I don't know why this story. Yeah, I don't think this was actually legit. But this was a headline for the longest time that Saddam Hussein bought 4,000 PlayStation 2s and supposedly tried to link them together. What are you supposed to do with 4,000 PlayStation 2s? Have the world's largest SOCOM LAN party? I wouldn't know what to do with more than 2 PlayStation 2s, much less 4,000. So that's funny that they investigated into that.
I think it's absolutely incredible that we've got a supercomputer in a game machine.
The poly counts, the sound, the texture.
Yeah, imagine if that was what the Iraq War was all about. George Bush invading Iraq just to find 4,000 PlayStation 2s.
Through a hallway, and the lights would actually.
Would that not be the most 2000s thing you've ever heard?
What you see is a little more randomness and the ability to control the character.
Because the game is all about hiding in the shadows so the guards can't see you. But if the guards had a torch with them, that would completely change the way you play the game.
You'll be able to get body swinging around and you'll have more control. You'll be actually able to screw up a little easier, which is nice for a gamer.
We want to take you out into huge, vast regions of space with giant cruise ships and planets and stations where you're a little
the key thing is that people bought the DVD player solely because it was the cheapest one on the market and that The Matrix was popular. It was a hit in Japan. It was one of the biggest movies that came out in Japan at the time. So people just wanted to watch The Matrix on DVD, and this was the cheapest way possible.
In a way, you will be able to see characters talk to each other, react. There will be like.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't have bought a PlayStation 2 if I was living around this time. I wouldn't have bought one until Grand Theft Auto 3 came out the next year. I think Grand Theft Auto 3 is probably more of a system seller than me than what the DVD player was.
Everybody will have had to sit down for hours and animate it.
I can't think of anything right off that we won't be able to do on the next generation PlayStation.
The roof is off.
Well, they certainly got their money's worth for this console for making it last well over 13 years. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that the PlayStation 2 did have a head start, but honestly, they didn't need to launch until probably around the GameCube or Xbox time for most of its notoriety. Like, most of the games that we've looked at this season weren't happening until probably like the fall of 2001. Like, yeah, there was Jack and Daxter that we looked at. Devil May Cry was the other, but those were, you know, late 2001 releases. A year after people already bought onto the hype, and by then, I would imagine that the PlayStation 2 was already discounted. If not by the next year. Anyways, this is when they were first presenting off the PS2 at E3 1999. When did the slim models of the PlayStation 2 come out? Was that 2004, I think? God, this is loud. I have yet to check out the bounce. I don't even think I added the bouncer onto my hard drive. Emotion synthesis. I'll give them a lot of credit that they did have a lot of you know, open ports on this thing to do, you know, big things with, but like turning this thing into like a home computer was pretty. It was a pretty big outtaking. Never mind, you know, the Dreamcast could. The Dreamcast had its own web browser, which I guess is something over the PlayStation 2. But like, for this thing to be used in substitute of a home computer, that was kind of a little bit much. Especially if you could run Linux on this thing. Like, can you imagine not buying an actual computer, but instead having this as your main entertainment? which, you know, for 2000, 2001, it would probably make sense, considering how much more high-end a PC was. Plus, if this thing could go online anyways. Remember, it was one of the E3s that we were looking at, but, like, remember when they said, like, you could, like, they were talking about, like, downloading, like, HD movies onto the PlayStation 2 with the network adapter? Yeah, I mean, in addition to the 1,000 games that were already out on PS1 at the time. I mean, I feel like the DVD portion alone sold people on things, but, like, in addition to doing hundreds of other things more for what essentially was a budget, was the cheapest thing on the market at the time. It's a no-brainer. I don't condone for how well it's sold. Alright, so here's some Ridge Racer 5 tech. I did fix the issue, if you remember that escapade when I played Ridge Racer 5. I did fix the issue with the glitched graphics. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. Didn't they have something like this for, like, the PlayStation 3 as well? Or was it just the PlayStation 2 where they had, like, this old guy's face that showed, like, the textures of the graphics? Because I thought a later PlayStation model did that too. I mean, the big thing for the PlayStation 3 in tech demos was the Final Fantasy VII, tech demo, which we all got cock-teased for that. That would be fun to look at someday if I ever come back to streaming. Man, I'd really like to do PlayStation 3 stuff one day. I can hold on to my PlayStation 3 that one. Look at Crash. What is this Crash demo? Wait. Okay, go. Never mind. But, like, what was that Crash demo with the penguins? Is that supposed to be like the next Crash game, like Graphic Vortex?
コンピューターグラフィックスを活用した映画と同じ画質でゲームを楽しめるのが最大の特徴です。
I mean, is this like the PlayStation 2 equivalent of Mario 128 for the GameCube? Correct me if I'm wrong, the Dreamcast still had a more powerful graphics processor than the PlayStation 2, right? Like, the Dreamcast still kicked the PlayStation 2 in for graphics. At least at that, right? I had more video memory. Yeah, there were some things that the Dreamcast had above the PlayStation 2. Graphically speaking, though, especially in comparison to GameCube and Xbox, though, the PlayStation 2 visually looked pretty weak in comparison to its other consoles out on the market. Anyways, this is the this is when the PlayStation 2 launched in Japan. This was March 4th, 2000. I believe, if not by a day, I believe the PlayStation 2's Japan launch also shares a day with the Switch. Yeah, see, this is what I wished I could have experienced if I was old enough to, you know, live in this timeline. This is where I'm going to ask you, Surla, did you know anybody for the PlayStation 2 launch who stood out in lines like this at Best Buy or Walmart or whatever for, you know, 12 hours? Did you know anybody personally? If not, did you do this? Personally, no. No. I don't know. Like, what was your first experience, or, like, who was your, you know, like, what was your first experience with the PlayStation 2? Which one of your friends, you know, got it first? Oh, PS1, Saturn. Oh, you know, that's probably a smart move considering, you know, they were probably cheaper. I couldn't imagine how cheap the Saturn was going for in 2000. Did you get the smaller PS1 model that had compatibility with the LCD screen? That's one of the best deals that I've seen in gaming as well too. Like they were selling the PS1, the PS1 smaller model with the LCD screen for like $50 a couple of years after this. Another one for that one. What the hell is that? Ah, okay. What was that? I love how the PlayStation 2's box and like branding are literally just blue stuff. Like it's just the PlayStation 2 logo on a bright blue box. Meanwhile, the Dreamcast and N64 and everything was so much more visually appealing. I do have my PS1 in the box as well too. It cost me $150, but it was worth it. It still has the EB Game sticker on it that says 149 or whatever. So. There is a compilation of a lot of commercials like leading up to the PlayStation 2 launch as well too. I didn't include that in this set, but alright. This is from the PlayStation Underground. This is on one of the Underground demo disc things. So this is the US launch. This is October 2000.
And leading us into its North American launch, the excitement.
How come this is my final week of streams? Because I gotta move out of this house and move back into my mom's place. And I'm not doing streaming from my mom's place until I get a new job and move out on my own again. So it's gonna take a while.
Controllability of the games are unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. It's tough, but I gotta grow up somehow.
It's pretty close to cinematic quality. It's unbelievable.
I was able to stream from my mom's smaller apartment last year, but I just don't want to risk it this time.
We've never been known to miss out on free food and drink. We flew down to LA for what turned out to be a rather raucous rave.
Where did they say this was? I know in LA, but like where in LA?
Having fun playing PlayStation 2.
Also, where's the
This is, I think, what, you know, the urban culture. They play.
Where's the washed up actors that we usually see at G4? Where's freaking Wayne Brady or Danny Masterson?
You go to Red, you play a video game, you go play a video game, you dance when you win. Same difference, you know? It's all good. Dancing in video games. What better life is that?
So I've seen stuff like this for the Dreamcast, for the PS2, for the 360. Console launches just always used to be this kind of hype. Why don't we have stuff like this anymore?
Ready to rumble too.
Especially, I mean, I would understand for like most game launches, but they barely even do midnight launches anymore. But like, I mean, yeah, that, but like, why wasn't I can't even ask why wasn't it like this for PS5 and Xbox, because COVID, obviously. Yeah, I remember when I was like 7 years old, going into Walmart and they had advertisement for the Halo 3 launch in 2007. I vividly remember that.
I like the football one over there in the bar area.
Look at this guy's eye colors. Why are his eyes so bright? And also, doesn't he kind of look like Josh Peck? Like, let me pull this back for a sec. He kind of looks a little bit like an older Josh Peck. Yeah, he's probably wearing contacts, but like he looks like Josh Peck now compared to like Josh Peck in 2000, whatever.
The following week, we were off to the Metreon in San Francisco. That's where Sony Computer Entertainment was celebrating in style. Of course, when it came to having an opinion on which games were the best, these folks needed no prompting.
The favorite thing, obviously, has been Madden 2001. It's just been great. I mean, everything.
Oh, of course, Madden's another system seller. Oh, the Metreon in San Francisco. Okay.
And not only do you get to play football, but you get to actually feel like you're there.
The Tekken Tag tournament is pretty unbelievable.
Tekken, not a bad choice.
Game was SSX snowboarding game.
That would probably be my number 3 game that I would pick up next to Time Splitters and Tekken Tag. Alright. Thanks for popping by, Alan.
We were back on another plane headed for LA. With no invitation in sight, we made a feeble attempt to.
Oh, there's that creepy CGI lady from the underground cutscenes. Yeah, I love SSX3. One of my favorite PS2 Xbox games.
I'm a huge PlayStation fan.
Yeah, like I said, Wayne Brady's back. Remember Wayne Brady when we watched him in one of the other PlayStation Underground things?
Oh, I'm having a blast. I mean, there's music, food.
Fucking Wayne Brady, the ultimate PlayStation gamer, is back.
Quit my TV show and just sit up here on the roof and play.
Maggie, the epitome of the inquiring mind, just had to know if Wayne was going to subscribe to the PlayStation Underground.
Now that I know the PlayStation Underground is around, I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. Can I get codes and tips and whatnot? Oh yeah. Then I'll do it.
Dude, you were fucking in the magazine disc.
Sad but true.
Even though we were wiped out from our trips, we were brimming with confidence that the PlayStation 2 launch would be a huge success. Why?
Somebody tracked down Wayne Brady. Ask him if he remembers doing this in 2000.
Most definitely. I already have mine pre-ordered.
Yeah, definitely. The 26th, I'll be
You know, if he remembers, you know, advertising for his talk show or whatever he had.
Perfect birthday present for me because today's my birthday. And I'm definitely gonna go buy me one right when it comes out.
I hope that guy still has his birthday present 23 years later.
I can't wait for them to come out. I'm gonna get like 6 of them.
And scalp him on eBay. And Legends. Absolutely all of them. Alright. So, speaking of, you know, midnight launches and everything, these videos I found, this is a pretty, upcoming popular YouTube channel where this guy posts a lot of, like, B-roll footage that he uses for news. This goes on for 8 minutes, but, like, it's just people camping out at that Metreon place, waiting for the, PlayStation 2 launch. So, get the word on the street from the bums on the street, as I always say. And imagine seeing everybody in this video knowing they're 23 years older. I hope these kids grew up to have PlayStation 5s later. Ah, cute kids. Drop, when I was watching one of Drop's demo disc streams when they were showcasing the PlayStation Underground demo disc series, there was one kid on there who was screaming for a PlayStation 2 out of like one of those touring trucks, and it was adorable. Poor kid. You know what this also reminds me of? When I was looking up stuff for the Dreamcast launch, there's a couple famous photos. Let me see if I can pull them up. The Dreamcast launch in 1999. There's... Let me see if I can find it. I think I just found it. Let me see if it's there. Yes, no. No, I'm trying to find it. But there's a famous photo of, like, this guy at the Dreamcast launch, in the store, and he's holding up a sign that says Dreamcast sucks, like, PlayStation 2 is better, and he's flipping the middle finger. It's hilarious. I think I just found it. Yeah, here it is. Now, here's, like, all the photos and everything. Let me see if I can find that PlayStation 2 guy. Yeah, here it is. Here's the guy. Here's this asshole. Here's the PlayStation fanatic. Who is this guy, and how can we manhunt him down? Look at him standing with a Dreamcast with his middle finger. I'm gonna put this picture up. Hold on. For those who don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Let me pause this real quick. Look at this fucking asshole. He knows exactly what he's doing in this picture. This is for the Dreamcast launch in September '99. But like, somebody tell me who this guy is, and let me know if he even one, if he even remembers doing this, and two, if he, I want to fucking interview this guy, whoever this guy is that fucking hates on the Dreamcast, and here he is this petty going to a Dreamcast launch just to spite himself about it. That's fucking amazing.
A big event, you know.
Anyways.
To get your hands on it first, to guarantee that you're gonna have a system, and this wristband guarantees that I'm getting mine tonight. So it's like nice to be part of something, you know.
Like, the wait for these guys must have been so killer, especially standing... I don't know what's worse, waiting however many weeks or months leading up to this day, and then the day comes, and then you still have to sit in line for 12 to 14 hours. I would imagine people were standing here for days, you know, camping out. It's like always the last couple of moments leading up to it that are just the toughest, because you're always constantly looking at your watch. You guys hear them at all?
Games look better than anything else on the market. It's just going to keep looking better. And I want to play SSX.
Barely. Trying to turn it up as best as I can.
And throw in some NHL hockey as well. 64-bit system, right? 128.
128 bits.
We'll see. I might be out of energy by then.
Was the PlayStation 3 and Wii, was the PlayStation 3 and 360, was that 256 bits or whatever? Because I think we stopped counting bits after this point.
Sold out by then, and I'm not rolling.
Like, this was the 128-bit system, and then after that I was just like, why does it matter anymore?
And I want that guarantee. This has been a pretty fun day, you know. Sony's been pretty cool with everybody, and you know, we've just been hanging out all afternoon. Sony's taking care of us, and you know.
How did these guys do this?
It's far away.
Like, how do you guys, who have stood in line for hours, not even for a console, just for a game, who stood in line for anything other than maybe like a roller coaster at Cedar Point, how do you guys do this? Because I can't do this solo. I mean, I need somebody to tag team this with in case I have to go to the bathroom, if I want to eat something. I mean, now we have the technology, like, you know, if we're standing in line, why not just get like a DoorDash or something, haul it up to this place? But like, this is 2000. How do you guys do this back then?
A full-time job. It's a fun full-time job, yeah. Some of the time. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, how much time do you spend playing this game?
Same, we're in the same boat. Play games for work and love it. Yeah.
The only time I've ever done something like this was when I was waiting in line for the annual gaming trade show that we have here in Cleveland, and I've been doing that for the last over a decade now. But even that was only like a 2-hour waiting period. This is half a day of your time.
Yeah, it's cool to have everything in one box. Like you just have your video game system and your DVD player in one box. It only takes up one space on your entertainment center. It's perfect.
And it can play CDs too. I mean, I know that was a big thing for the PS1. But I forgot that they could still do CDs on the PS2.
DYRKO. That's David Smith, DAVID SMITH, IGN.com.
So Jeremy Conrad, JEREMYCONRAD.
I really hope that some of these guys in this video, one, are still around or somewhere, and two, still have good connections with each other. The smart thing to do, if you could manage to do it, is to like bring a generator and a CRT and like bring the PlayStation 1 and start playing for 12 hours. Because I've seen people do that as well with other console launch lineups. Like, I think there was one picture like where the let me see if I can find that one too. Still another 3 hours. Yeah, here it is. Man, I'm digging deep for this stuff. Like, the smart thing to do would be like what these guys are doing here. You see, they got the CRT in the back, and they got the cooler and everything. Like, I have no idea how they're powering that if they just have, like, a huge extension cord. Well, you can kind of see the extension cord in the back, but, like, that's probably the smartest thing to do, is to Oh wait, no, they're not playing PlayStation. I think they're playing Dreamcast. Let me. Yeah, those are Dreamcast controllers. They went. Bold decision that they're playing Dreamcast for a PlayStation 2 launch. Oh my god, that's great. That's fucking better than pulling up a PS1. You know what? For the next Xbox or whatever console launch, let me see if I can do this. If I have enough money at the time, I won't even go to buy the Xbox or whatever. I'm just gonna pull up in whatever car I have in the future with a giant CRT and just pull up an Xbox and 4 controllers or whatever. It's like, hey guys, you want to play Halo 1 or Fusion Frenzy or Mad Dash Racing or whatever for the Xbox 1080 whatever fucking thing is gonna come out in the future. That might get me some major street credit. Hold me to that. Hold me to that. That's a good idea. Like, my god. You just also imagine, like, not being in this line. Like, what else would other people be doing this day on a random October in 2000? A random October day in 2000? I guess the World Series is going on, but, like, imagine seeing these guys for 12 hours and asking what the hell are they doing? If this is their entire day. Fuck. There's a lot more of this footage as well, too, that I've dug up. But yeah, for those of you Zoomers who are out there, GameStop did exist in 2000. I think this was probably when they were starting to change Funko Land. And, I mean, EB Games was also out, but, like, they were probably starting to change the old stuff into GameStop. Yeah. I mean, my peak at GameStop was when they had PS2, Xbox, and GameCube stuff, but I also remember seeing a lot of, I don't even remember renting many GameCube games when I went to Blockbuster. I just remember seeing them on the shelves that you can rent. At the Blockbuster, at the Hollywood Video, with the Game Crazy as well. So. I vaguely remember that there being N64 stuff at GameStop. This was like 2003, I think. It's one of my earliest memories. But, like, I remember seeing it there once, and then, like, the next day it was gone, so by 2003, you know, N64 stuff was probably going to be gone. But, like, my earliest memories of even playing N64 was, the local grocery store used to have, kind of like a daycare center where you could drop your kids off while the parents played, and they had GameCube, they had N64, they had PlayStation 1 and 2. That's how I first played Mario Kart 64 and Yoshi's Story on N64. Those are my first two, N64 games, but
for the PlayStation 2.
What a Chad.
The best entertainment system to hit the world. It's gonna be great. Plays DVD. That's a plus. That's a plus. All right. And some like non-stop action games.
Can you imagine, like, I don't know. Can you imagine like a PlayStation, but it comes with like a VHS attachment or whatever, like the PlayStation VCR? I mean, yeah, the PSX was the DVR thing, but, like, I'm talking, like, a PlayStation VHS player or whatever. I don't even know how that worked. I think that's, Swing Away Golf. It's not Hot Shots Golf. Is that Swing Away? Yeah, I mean, I would imagine because Madden is such a big name, even in 2000... Madden would probably be the biggest system seller. But, like, I don't know. Knowing what I do now, I would still stick with Time Splitters. Like, Madden was on PS1 up until, like, 2005. They still put out Maddens for a couple more years on the PS1. I don't know what it is for sports games always selling consoles at the time. Like, Madden was a launch title for the PS2, the N60... No, it wasn't the N60. The PS2, the Xbox, the GameCube, the PS3. I even think the DS. Didn't the DS have, like, Madden 05 at launch? Let me check the DS launch line. God, I want one of those kiosks so bad. I would never have the space for it, despite, you know, me having all this stuff. But, like, it's always been a dream of mine to own a video game store kiosk in condition like that. I don't even know which one I'd own. I would love to have the N64 one. I do remember playing the GameCube one a lot at Blockbuster and Walmart and everywhere. I mean, hell, I also played the Wii U one for Splatoon when the Splatoon 1 demo was out.
15 seconds here. Want to get a countdown from you?
Woo!
Go, 10, 9, 8, 7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year 2001. Can you imagine anybody getting a PlayStation 2 for Christmas the year it came out? Also thinking, can you imagine just going to this launch lineup and picking up anything else except a PlayStation 2?
And stick that whenever they bring it up to the
Oh yeah, I see the kitty in the background.
area over there.
I mean, I've walked into stores where people straight up had monkeys on their shoulders. I don't know how they regulate or allow that, but like, I've walked into a couple stores, and this has happened on multiple occasions where I walk in and there's like, some guy has like a chimp or an orangutan, or there's some small primate on his shoulders. Oh man, in cash. All $300. 60, 80, 100. 40, 60, 80, 100. 40, 60. 40, 60. That's $400. 500. What is that? 440? 440 in 20s. This guy came prepared. Never mind the credit. This guy came prepared. Did they still do carbon copies? You know, like the Knuckle Buster things. Did they still do that in 2000? Because I know they did that all throughout the 90s. But like, was that gone by 2000? You know, asking for your carbons for receipts. Because they definitely didn't have the chips for cards.
Make sure you throw in the stuff that they're getting, the controllers, if they ship in. What's that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a controller?
Ah, Mario Tennis.
Hey, give us PlayStation.
Yeah, look at this guy's little cat. Oh, that's so cute. Imagine bringing your cat to a console launch. Poor cat's probably a couple years dead by this time, though. Yeah, look at that Mario. Look at all this stuff. They're selling PC games at GameStop. Like big box PC games. Oh, I see Kirby 64 in the back. God, what a great time where GameStop could coexist with stuff like CompUSA, Babbage's, Walden Software, etc. What a foreign concept now. Man, am I showing my age by saying all this?
We never got one.
Which old was it?
Hardman. We're number 49. If that helps.
Oh yeah, they probably had like special reserve tickets for this.
That's like the final receipt.
I don't remember having that. The only console, quote-unquote console, I really got at launch, like the week it came out, I traded my DS Lite in for a DSi XL, and I special pre-ordered that. I remember that cost me like over $200. That was... But, I mean, the DS was already out. This was just the new DS model. When did the DSi XL come out? I think it was 2010. 2010 here. Like 2009, yeah, 2010 here. That was one of the first consoles I bought with my own money too. I don't know how I got $200 as a 10-year-old. Probably from birthdays. When did I have my first communion? Probably earlier than that. See Oni. I should have gotten around to Oni.
It's an RPG. It says it's an absolute.
Kessen, Tekken Tag.
Apparently, that's the best of the 3 RPGs that's coming out.
Three
Really?
RPGs on the end.
Oh, I gotta get this one.
Yeah, there was Eternal Ring, Evergrace, and Orphan.
What do you think? You gotta ask.
Yeah,
for
Orphan was a launch title.
They only have one in each update. Oh, I see. Just throw which Orphan.
I mean, if I had to get an RPG at launch, probably Evergrace. I mean, Evergrace and Eternal Ring were both From Software, right? From Software put out a lot on their PlayStation 4 launch. Time Splitters!
This is the one where you're like fighting against an army.
Fighting against an army. What a great, description for Time Splitters. See Dynasty Warriors. Swing Away Golf. Garbage right next to Swing Away Golf. Garbage in between Swing Away Golf and Eternal Ring. Yeah, cover it up with Time Splitters. Great move. Great fucking move. Nobody wants to see that garbage game behind it.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
So what's best first?
What do I gotta have right now? I like Silent Scope. Shooting game.
Silent Scope was... I guess that was, but that was on Dreamcast and that was on Xbox too. I don't know if I played that on PlayStation 2.
Zoom the crosshairs right in on just the right guy, and you got a time limit and all. I played a demo of it. It was really good.
I mean, technically you could also use a USB mouse, I think.
It's the best RPG that's out right now. Is that right?
Summoner.
For the PlayStation 2, that's what I've heard is going to be the best one. Yeah.
We'll take a look at a couple of these games later,
I wonder how many of
though.
these I can pick up before I max out my card. I've got.
Maxing out your charge.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, there's still a Game Informer magazine. He's holding the Game Informer there.
Yeah, that's another one.
Honestly, Game Informer compared to EGM, PlayStation Magazine, hell, even Nintendo, it didn't hold a candle. I had a couple of Game Informers when I frequented GameStop.
Good, how you doing, man?
I want to say it's still going on in some form. Might.
Did they give you a checklist?
Probably just digital.
No. Oh, okay. You're not doing your job.
You're gonna be up late tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna sleep. So.
You didn't pay $300 to play this thing.
Yeah.
What else is going on in the store? I would still stay. I mean, if they would let me, I'd still stay there for a couple minutes, just seeing what else they've got. Did anybody go to Toys R Us for their launch for the PlayStation 2? Thank God Toys R Us was still around in 2000. No, obviously it is a Madden demo. We did play the NHL 01 demo earlier. Smoke the New Jersey Devils. I might... In fact, I think I do have an Madden 01 in my PS2 launch book. I did buy a new PlayStation 2 game this weekend when I was at the flea market. I bought a Killzone, a physical copy of Killzone. I didn't need it, but I just wanted to have it, just, you know, in case the online multiplayer didn't work on hard drive. I could learn how to play a Madden game. It would just take me a long time. I mean, you've seen how I play all those NFL game day games. So, what happened with that kid who bought that first PlayStation 2? Let's go see him unbox it. watch this stuff all day. Emmett Smith. Is Emmett Smith still playing it this time? Yes, he was. He was with the Dallas Cowboys until 2002. Then he went to the Cardinals in 03. This was also 2000, so the Browns were back in Cleveland by this time. Although they were the new
Do we have
Browns.
sucker written all over us?
I think so. That's written on mine.
Must be his parents.
Pretty exciting. Do we just go to the car?
Well, tell me you bought Halo 2 on the Xbox as well too, right? If it was 04.
Oh, yeah. I've waited a year. Yeah.
Empty box, anyway.
Stick it on the tree.
This is what childhood dreams are made of, right?
I would also imagine a few people traded in their PlayStation 1s for credit for a PS2 as well. If the PS1 could also play it, or if the PS2 could also play PS1 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing video.
They're still walking out. I don't know where this guy got this footage for all this too. Or how this was used, if this was used on the news at all or whatever. The fact that... let me link this guy's YouTube channel as well too. Vampire Robot, I think is his name. Like, there's tons of these B-roll footage stuff. Comes out with it a lot though. Like, you'll see stuff of like people buying like video games in the early 2000s, shopping at Walmart. There's one video like where they were doing Wii Christmas shopping at Best Buy in 2007, and that scared me because I actually remember doing that. Because I remember when that was new, when the Wii was new, and we went literally all around town looking for the Wii. I think this was 2006 when we got it, but like the holiday season it came out. We literally drove around all town for it. And to see that footage again for the first time in over 15 years fucking scared me.
They had to go and put a piece of tape on here.
Maybe I should get a box for my PlayStation 2. I have the box for my PS1. I should probably complete the set for my PS2. I just don't know where to buy them though. Like nobody outside of eBay, like none of the used game shops around me sell like loose boxes. There was one on the east side of town that I got my Saturn box for, but like they moved to a new place and I think they got rid of most of their boxes.
How many of your friends are getting one?
I really don't have any idea.
But yeah, I remember. You might also see this later, but like, I remember seeing Wii scalped on eBay in 2006-07 for however much because the Wii was wanted like crazy, and then like 5 years later, everybody had a Wii. I probably at one point had like 3 Wiis, including when I tried to buy a new one for my siblings because I accidentally broke my. There's a whole tirade about this, but I accidentally broke my my family Wii because I got the SD card stuck in it and we just couldn't do without it. They have a different opinion on it, but I mean it doesn't really matter now because they're at my own Wii. So. But I tried to buy one and it ended up being a Japanese model and I couldn't hook it up because it just wouldn't work on my TV. It was Japanese. So I still kept it, but I couldn't use it for anything. But like I ended up finding a Wii like almost brand new or used at a garage sale for like $10 like a couple years after that. And I gave that to my sister. Tried to make it up, but they're not gonna let me live it down. It doesn't matter anymore now. I mean, like, I have my Wii super modded with a hard drive and everything. Now that we've kind of cracked the case with the Wii. So, hopefully we can make up for lost time. But they're never gonna let me... Ah! Ouch. Was it like that for anybody else when they first turned on their PS2? Just a loud, piercing noise. It almost feels like that for me. I got Smuggler's Run. Smuggler's Run is kind of like a precursor to GTA 3. It was by Rockstar, Angel Studios, who later became Rockstar. I haven't seen much of Smuggler's Run. So, like, this and Body Harvest on N64 are kind of like early access ways for how GTA moved into 3D. I haven't had to set up my PS2 like this. I mean, I bought my PS2 used at a flea market too. It was literally $5, so it was probably pre-set up for me. What is he recording it on a VHS tape?
This is the one where you're the cop or the bad guy.
So I would imagine this was like a $50-ish game at launch.
The bad guy.
Smuggler's Run right now on PS2. Oh, it's also on GameCube. Huh. Right now on PS2, it's a $9 game. $9 at most.
A lot better than the other one.
It did have a sequel. That is also a $9 game. So this is still dirt cheap if you want to pick this up for yourself.
These parts of it.
You know how the blocks that you
It's not a bad game. It's just a very early it's a very early driving game done by the GTA guys. I do like, I mean, I'm also kind of giving 3 bonus points for praising Sony tonight, but I do like that they kept the design of the DualShock 2 as close to the DualShock 1 as possible. And that they actually bundled the DualShock in with the console.
Is this like the other you buy?
You know, once they started doing that for the console.
I haven't read the book yet. We'll have to try that out.
Kids these days won't even... Yeah, the sad thing about, you know, games not having manuals anymore is kids these days won't know the joys of reading the game manual on the ride back to the house. Because I used to do that too as a kid, reading my game manuals before I started a new game.
Since, well, my first system was an old Atari 800 computer back in 1979, so things have changed a lot since then.
I mean, 1979 compared to 2000 versus 2000 compared to what year we are, whatever year we're in now.
Well, I think
it's nearly 45 years, bud.
Signed up sometime in late January, early February, when I first saw the sign that you could take early sign-ups.
Come on, show the game. Thank you. I love how people who look at that say it's such a nostalgic setup. Meanwhile, for like the last year or something, I looked literally over to my shoulder and they're like, what are you talking about? This is just what I'm still living in now. I still have a pair of TV antennas like that too.
I'll have to get one tomorrow.
Yeah. And then you can play CDs, music CDs as well.
CDs, yeah.
So
it's just a lot sharper than the
Imagine going to
systems.
Sam Goody and picking up the newest Offspring album on CD at this time.
Helps too, though. It looks really sharp.
Well, I mean, this is also the first PlayStation that has component cables as well too. So
Got a lot more information. It's got
there was a little smidge of HD in this in the later times.
still a lot faster than some of the games I've got.
What were they selling component cables for later? I wouldn't imagine they had component out on the box at launch. And then, you know, HDMI was bundled with PS3.
see all the way to the back.
Yeah.
And there's not a set course, you go wherever you want?
No. Complete freedom on this one. That's why I wanted it.
They had the multi-tap out for the PlayStation 2 at launch, right? The 4-player adapter. They should have if they had one for the PS1 by this point too. Could you use a PS1 multi-tap on a PS2? Again, I don't think I added a Smuggler's Run to my hard drive. I added SSX. What are the other games? I added Tekken Tag. I added Midnight Club. We might play some Midnight Club later tonight.
What's all the excitement about PlayStation 2? What is the excitement? What is it?
It's just that the games can be so much more lifelike. The system has a much higher polygon count, which allows for more realistic looking characters, cars, whatever your game is, and then also the processor in it is so much faster, allowing for more realistic artificial intelligence, and it's just
so lifelike now, and then wait a year when GTA 3 comes out, and everybody thinks it's so lifelike it's actually kind of scary.
And I always kind of like to have the new.
This almost kind of makes me laugh because, like, at this point, Mortal Kombat 1 was like what, 8, 9 years old, and we thought that was the scariest, most realistic looking game at that time. Or Doom, when we thought Doom was realistic, and then GoldenEye, and it's like they just keep getting more realistic as time goes on.
Watch him and help him along, but I don't play any of them. But I'm excited about it. He's been waiting a long time, and it's been a good 9-10 months. And the last couple days have been really long. Today was really long, and it was exciting. So it was fun being down there and getting it. And
I wish I had a mom who was as supporting as this. Because my mom, I hate that bad man, but like my mom
it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited.
would never be in this kind of position.
Yes.
Especially not my father.
Yeah, it is.
They just wouldn't get the hype. Especially, moving back into the situation that I'm doing now. So I'm glad that I'm doing this.
I actually paid for the system a while ago and then just bought the
Before I
games and
can't.
stuff today, so that way it wasn't going to cost quite as much as if I laid it all down at once.
We didn't do this on tape earlier. Can I go and get you both state your name for me on tape? Sure. Okay. Yeah.
I would imagine that they're also using this B-roll footage
And I'm Michelle.
for the news reels later. I do have a couple news reels after this.
German. G-N-A-D-T. It doesn't. It's not spelled how it sounds.
Okay.
Nat.
With a G.
A-D-T.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Thank you.
The time. Whoops.
Probably a smart move to pick Smuggler's Run instead of, I don't know, like Tekken or whatever M-rated game was out.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, could you imagine, like, on the news they're showing Unreal Tournament for PlayStation 2? For Silent Scope. What else is
You went almost 20 grand in one race. You gotta be able to get a good car now.
Well, it hasn't let me buy a new car yet, so I don't know.
I know Midnight Club was also Rockstar as well, too, right?
No, I'll be going into work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, imagine skipping work for a PlayStation. Honestly, if I was the boss, I would understand.
And I think that's why a lot of the adults.
Yeah, Midnight Club, also done by Rockstar, Angel Studios. So, same guys. Ha, my PlayStation 2 still makes that noise. Oh, what other games you got? Notice no memory card. Out of all that, do you think it would have probably... I don't know how much it would have costed them more. Do you think the PS2 should have come bundled with a memory card? Because I think that would have fixed some issues.
Since it was kind of a game system and DVD.
You kind of have to make a compromise, though. Like, would you guys rather have the game to play or the memory card to save it, but, like, not both?
They're about the same price, about $300.
Because this is probably far past the point of passwords in games. I think he's got a... Wait, go back a little bit. Does he have a Saturn behind? Try and look under the TV. Is that a Saturn at all?
They're about the same price, about $300.
No, that's just a VH. That's just a VCR. I thought that was a Saturn, a black Saturn.
It's supposed to let you play all your old PlayStation games, so I'm gonna give my sister-in-law the old system and let her take some of the games.
Don't look now, but it's worth about $50.
When you first think about games and stuff like that, you know, you think maybe of younger kids.
I mean, even then, like a year after this, the PS1 was well under $100. The Dreamcast was liquidating at $50. It would probably still be a wise decision to pick up an old system.
What is it about this system that really appeals to adults?
I'm not quite sure. It's hard to say on that. I think my generation was the first generation that actually had video games.
I would imagine this guy's in his...
The systems have grown up with.
If he said he had an Atari in the late 70s, I'd imagine he's probably 30 here. So he could probably be mid-50s now.
Never quit wanting to play them.
Guys, how do I convince my mom to appreciate video games on the level that I do?
Nah, I can't play them. I've got 2 left fingers.
Especially
I'm not good at
if
it.
she's a boomer and he's a Gen Xer. No, like I'd probably ask this first early on.
Or my little sister. They
Like I'd probably ask this first early on. Like, how do I convince my near 60-year-old mom to let me to let me have this kind of life that I want? It's tough for me to convince her, knowing I'm going back to that. What movies does she like? I don't know. She hasn't really watched. I mean, I think her favorite movie was Gone with the Wind, but knowing the age of that movie. Moving on though. Yeah, a lot of newsreels. So this is probably a lot of the stuff that they use the that B-roll footage for.
Good afternoon, I'm Donna Gregory. And I'm Heidi Deja. There are waiting lists and tickets just to stand in line and get a chance to buy PlayStation 2. That is PlayStation 2, the hottest game to hit the market.
The hottest game, not the console, just the game.
Some people are standing in line already trying to buy this toy. NBC 17's Larry Pickett is live in Raleigh with all the excitement. Larry?
Hey, Heidi, that's right. Tomorrow
Larry.
at 8 a.m. at Target and along with other area consumer electronics stores, it will be packed with PlayStation 2 fans.
Honestly, I'd rather have this guy report it, knowing he probably looks more of a gamer than anyone else.
Will line up to shop at Target when Sony releases its PlayStation 2 game console to the public. Tomorrow, the shelves will be full with accessories and games. And according to store manager Mary Edwards, consumers will shop at a first-come, first-served basis.
We're going to hand out tickets to the first 24 guests, and they can redeem those tickets at guest services for a PlayStation 2.
That's right, and as you heard, there are only 24 that are going to be delivered to this Target right here, so you got to come.
Jesus Christ, only 24?
Video games. The competitors are working hard. I have some information here. Microsoft is working on releasing their console called the Xbox, and in the fall of 2001, Nintendo will be releasing their GameCube. So everybody's going to be.
It was a little ill-fated for that time, but okay.
All right, Larry, and I understand the limited shipment. That means that most people won't even get a chance of buying this until March?
Yeah, that's right, Heidi. And there's going to be a lot of rain checks under the Christmas tree this year.
All right, we'll be looking for that one. Larry Pickett live in Raleigh. Thanks a lot.
I mean,
You don't have to go to Wall Street to find the hottest thing on the...
it's kind of similar to what we're doing with now, but it's probably blown out of proportion now. You guys remember for like the last 3 years where you just couldn't even walk into a Target or a Walmart or whatever and find a PlayStation 5. I'm glad that they're finally coming back now, that you can walk in and get one. But like for the first 2-something years of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, I mean, you could still get an Xbox Series S, but like for the first 2-something years, you just couldn't find them. They were just being scalped out the ass.
It is expected to be the biggest consumer electronic launch in history.
Was that even the case for the PlayStation 2?
Sony will release its PlayStation 2 game console to the public.
Heard that they're only going to be getting about.
Like, was that necessarily the case? I don't necessarily remember that for the PS4 or Xbox One. Probably not the Xbox One, but like.
To make the product, Sony has only shipped 500,000 units to the U.S. for its initial launch date of October 26th, but the company expects to ship 1.4 million systems before the end of the year.
This is going to be the big thing for Christmas. I'm getting kind of scared. I might have to stand in line.
With features like a DVD player and a CD player, the PlayStation 2 is not only being called a video game system, but an entertainment console.
I think it's
Honestly, this thing was more of an entertainment system than the NES was in its name.
Yeah, the DVD.
Granted, you know, it's 2 generations apart with
killer graphics and
3 generations even apart with technology,
26
but
games will be available on launch day from developers like Electronic Arts,
Pac-Man World.
and Konami, ensuring gamers.
What are the prices of those games? Let's roll this back a little bit.
26 games will be available on launch day from
About 29. Pac-Man World's going for 30. That Legend of Mana, the dinosaur game. Marvel vs. Capcom 1 is going for 30. Vagrant Story is 30.
Electronic Arts, Namco, and Konami.
Pro Skater 2 is still $40, but I think that was a new launch at the time.
Ensuring gamers.
A bunch of greatest hits. Alien Resurrection's $30.
Selection of titles.
School Borders 2 and 3, $20. I mean, they're greatest hits titles, so they're probably $20 regardless.
I'm not sure what else yet.
The Tick and Tag.
Why do you like that game?
Because it's wrestling.
Definitely Tekken. I'm not sure what else yet.
The Tick and Tag.
Why do you like that game?
Because it's wrestling.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Clipping that.
The unit will retail for $299, but since Sony's shipment will be limited, Sega's $150 Dreamcast may serve as a second-place alternative this holiday season. And don't expect this to be the last video game rush because Microsoft and Nintendo are coming out with new consoles in the near future. For NBC 17 News at 6, I'm Larry Pickett.
Oh, that poor kid. Oh my god. Oh. Thank god I added this. But likewise, I'm probably not gonna watch the whole of this because this is 20-something minutes. Alright. Let's skip around a little bit actually. Yeah, they have early GameCube clips in this too. Like, as you can see here, the PlayStation 2 was an early scalping item, even on eBay. This is 2,000 eBay, by the way. Seeing people try to bid this much on a PlayStation 2. It is ridiculous.
89 items found for PlayStation 2. Can you just
It's that's already double the price of what it was going for.
Who did they give you as a tech today?
Bruce.
I mean, it's great to see circa 2,000 eBay in this prime too. My mom, and she still refuses to use eBay because of this one experience she had around this time. Like, I don't know what she bought or whatever, but like, my mom bought something on eBay or whatever, and like, it never came, and like, her card got stolen. And like, she just refused to use eBay ever since then, but she'll use Amazon fine. I would imagine that they probably didn't have as much protection then in 2000, but like, I would probably trust with better security than we have now in the future to use eBay. I mean, I haven't had much of a problem, and any problems that I do have with buying stuff online usually gets easily resolved, whether I have to make a return. I hate having to make returns though, because the shipping on it sucks trying to get that back. I have more issues with the post office than I do actually buying stuff on eBay. You guys hear this Nokia ringtone? Sonic the Fighter supposed to be?
If you get a chance, man, we got Zelda's playing. We got music, Kiss 102. We also got
Oh yeah, Majora's Mask was a new game at the time.
check it out. Once you get your stuff, taken care of.
They should have something for these guys to do at this here. Like have like some sort of a tailgate party. That probably would have made the experience far better instead of just having to wait in line. You know, like, yeah, waiting in line and like staying in the same place for 12 hours. But like, if everybody just had like the same number and they just called each other's number up, but like you could still walk around the lot and like, I don't know, do tailgating stuff, like throw cornhole and drink a few beers or whatever. Wouldn't that have been a better experience than, you know, sitting in line? Obviously, it's what you make of it. If you're doing it solo, then it's a long day. But if you're having friends doing it, but if you're having friends over, then I just can't believe that people legit had like tense pitch for this. Not just like sporting chairs that they pulled up.
Had some, you know, male bonding. You know, it was fun. You know,
Some male bonding.
You know, you have to pass the time, whichever however you can.
PlayStation and chill with the boys.
The game is worth waiting for because it's the entertainment system of the future. Not only does it play video games, DVD movies, CDs, but it connects to the internet, and we all know the internet is now and forever.
Oh, pioneering times.
It does. It has USB ports.
This poor guy. Wait until he sees what the internet's like now.
Starting everything for the it's going to be a subscriber. You have to be a subscriber to a internet connection, so you can just work everything out. So all of us here could be playing a video game or a tournament on the internet. Do you understand?
Are the graphics on this dramatic?
Well, I mean, later on they caught on to it. I mean, when did that network adapter come out? Like 2002-ish?
Because that's the game that we're going to get.
I would imagine, well, like I said, I would imagine, yeah, everybody's here to buy Madden.
The football game, everything else is supposed to be really good.
Madden was on the PlayStation 2 up until Madden 12. If you still have a copy of Madden 12 on PS2, it's worth a little bit. I think it's for 30-ish bucks now. It's the one with Peyton Hillis on the cover. Cleveland Brown staple. I have his jersey, by the way. I have a Peyton Hillis jersey. Yeah, Madden 12 is on PS2. It's about 30 bucks, yeah.
Do you think this is a big, among your friends, is this a bigger event than any real sporting event?
This is the biggest event right now today. Of this week.
This was after E3 2000 as well.
This is the countdown.
So,
This is like a new
E3 2000 happened probably May or June.
opens up. It's just going
No, not NCAA 2K3.
How about you with the Yankees hat? Oh, come on.
What did you-
Okay, so when did you get here?
I got here 5 in the evening.
Yesterday.
5 p.m.
Been here all night long.
Yep.
Why is it worth the wait?
Because I want it.
I think it was 2K3. But I know what you're talking about. NCAA basketball, 2K3. The college basketball one, yeah. Yeah, 160 loose on GameCube, 380 complete on GameCube. Compared to the PlayStation 2 and Xbox's $7 complete.
The things that they have on it's pretty neat. Like most game consoles don't have.
How much of your time do you spend playing video games?
A day?
Yeah.
Probably like 5.
5 hours a day.
If it's a good game.
5 hours. I mean, I stream for 3 hours, and that's too much for my mom.
One platform. You have Sega as well.
Yeah. Sega, the first PlayStation I had, 64 I had it all. From when it first came out, Atari.
Rich kid.
So you're not you're too young for Atari.
I still have.
I love how they're still talking about Atari like it was the good old days, even in 2000.
I mean, it's not as if you're loyal to one.
Like at this point, it's only been about 20 years. Now it's been nearly 45.
Consoles is pretty cool. Like most of the generals, all the games were pretty fun.
Isn't this pretty expensive, have it?
Not really. My mom bought it. My mom's paying for it.
I mean, this is also probably like the end of the pioneering times of anime as well, too, because Anime Expo was going on since '92.
Yeah, he printed off. Don't worry.
He got it.
Oh God.
So you have number 46. You're guaranteed of getting one today.
Yep, guaranteed.
Did they pre-order it? Did you pre-order a console at this time?
More than that, maybe. I won't sleep for the next 2 days.
Or is it literally like first come, first serve for whoever's got the tickets? Like, how do they how do they go about, you know, getting these tickets here? It's not even midnight. It's like midday here. Like, wouldn't you expect this to be a midnight launch? Hey, partner. Oh. Well, that's just a time code, so... God, this almost feels like a one-night exclusive club. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, that Saddam reportedly had like 4,000 PlayStation 2s in stock. Let me pull that up again. Yeah, is this what you're looking for? I mean, this was also... Clinton was still in office for a couple more months. Yeah, buddy. They're rushing to get in and get out. We can move on to the next one already, because I kind of want to get on with this stuff. So, a lot more, a lot of hype, as I could have imagined for this thing. I wouldn't. I mean, I myself wouldn't know what to expect. Again, I'm the furthest thing from what you would call a PlayStation fan.
Wanted to make sure we could get one. Well, I wouldn't realistically be down here at midnight queuing up for a PlayStation, but my little girl...
Do you think people... Probably an obvious answer, probably more hyped for the PlayStation 2. Do you think people were as hyped for the Xbox... probably not the GameCube, but like, do you think people were as hyped for the Xbox launching as the PlayStation 2 was, or was it kind of like murky because, you know, it was the Xbox's first entry?
Situations where they're
definitely by the Xbox 360 though, there was some hype.
Arguing and jostling with other potential purchasers.
I mean, if it wasn't for Halo on the Xbox, what essentially would they advertise to buy?
In the amount spent per head on computer games. At almost £300, PlayStation 2.
This is for the UK launch in November 2000.
To dig deep when new machines from Nintendo and Microsoft launch next year. PlayStation 2 goes on sale here in November, just in time for the key Christmas.
Yeah, so I would imagine the brand wasn't established yet. I mean, even if Microsoft didn't know.
Expensive stocking filler for many parents.
Yeah.
John Moylan, BBC News.
Is virtually here. Uncle Sam said
We're almost done. We'll get to playing some games soon.
That was Michael for Channel 4. The waiting should be over for game console fanatics, but it's not. PlayStation 2 went on sale at midnight, but only 165,000 have been shipped over, and they were all pre-booked.
They had 165,000 for the UK and 500,000 for the US, and Japan just kept all of them for themselves.
I've got tomorrow off work, so I'll be playing this all day tomorrow. And I've got the
Where's
weekend
British
as well.
PS2?
I think I might book next week off as well.
America.
Might as well quit your day job, bud. So this is actually from Sony's, this is when Sony had their 20th anniversary, I think, for the PlayStation 4.
With PlayStation rapidly becoming one of the most popular gaming consoles, Sony Computer Entertainment aimed to create something even more powerful, PlayStation 2. Working with Toshiba, PlayStation 2 was powered by all new technology, including the breakthrough Emotion Engine.
Love how they're already showing off the slim model.
PlayStation 2 included a DVD-ROM that played larger, more advanced games, as well as DVD movies.
I'm ready. Everyone's ready, right? Who has the PlayStation 2?
Sony PlayStation 2 will be the biggest thing to come along since TV was invented. The buzz on this product is that strong.
PlayStation 2. PlayStation.
I'll give Sony credit. They haven't had a hit this big since the Walkman.
In 2000, PlayStation 2 arrived
From the guys who brought you your TV, from the thing that you could play it on your TV.
$20,000 on eBay.
Yeah, look at that Toys R Us in the back.
And the PlayStation 2 pushed its way to becoming the best-selling console of all time.
Sony's PlayStation.
I'm a little bit fearful for that. I know we're kind of living in modern times. The PlayStation 2, granted, is still the best-selling console up to this point. It's still a staggering 155 million units. But seeing how the Switch is doing right now, it's, I think last time I checked, 125 million units. I think definitely by the end of the Switch's lifespan, it might get close, if not surpass that. We might have a new world record holder by the end of the Switch's lifespan. Granted, the Switch is 6-ish, yeah, like 6 years going on now, so it's still got some time. The PlayStation 2 lasted double that. But if the next console generation isn't supposed to come out for another couple of years, and if Nintendo, being Nintendo, isn't gonna announce anything anytime soon, I definitely think at the very minimum this could push 150 at most, but it's getting close there. So I'm keeping my eye out on that. But seeing the PlayStation 2 potentially getting tackled over, that's scary to think about.
It is hot is quickly disappearing from stores in its first day on sale nationwide.
We're air freighting the units in just to make sure that we cut the lead time for the products to get into the market.
Why didn't Saddam order his PlayStation 2s that way?
Sony Computer Entertainment continued to support it with exciting technologies, including a network adapter, which allowed gamers to play certain games online.
I think I got my network adapter for like $3. It was dirt cheap at the exchange. Granted, it was a couple years ago, and it's probably better suited to use now. I did mod it for a SATA adapter too.
Library of over 10,000 games, and
yeah, the network adapter should definitely be dirt cheap.
Gran Turismo and more. PlayStation 2 would sell more than 150 million consoles worldwide.
And counting. And counting. Alright. We're an hour and a half into this, so we're about halfway. I was going to look at one more video, looking at all the launch games for this, but I think it's probably better that we actually dive into some games. So this is the end of the first half of the retrospective. I'm gonna take a quick break, get up, go to the bathroom and stretch, and we're gonna pop up my PS2 and we're gonna play some of the launch games. I'm definitely feeling Midnight Club, some SSX, and well, we'll see what else I've got. I don't have too many, but we'll see what I've got. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching.
There are a lot of crows around here. Those aren't crows. Those are northern ravens. The Inuit and other Native Americans worship northern ravens as creator deities. Some say that ravens have the power to predict death. The great poet Marlowe wrote about them in the 16th century. Thus, like the sad presaging raven that tolls the sick man's passport in her hollow beak, and in the shadow of the silent night doth shake contagion from her sable wings. That's pretty gloomy, Master.
Oh my god, I had it on the wrong screen this whole time. Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Yeah, no, we're not done. Don't go anywhere. Jesus. I'll be right back. Holy shit, that scared me. Alright, I'm back. Let's punch it. Hopefully I didn't scare off anybody. I'll link the last video later on. Done. Fire this baby up. Thank God I still have this thing hooked up. Crap, hold on. Alright, I'm using my backup, TV because I don't have my CRT on me right now, so this might look a little sketchy on my end. Alright, so let's load up Midnight Club just to kind of start things off. As much as I love Time Splitters, I mean, I've already kind of shown it off on this channel 37 million times, so you guys know how much I love Time Splitters. You think, I mean, definitely by Time Splitters 2, people would have caught on to the game, but do you think anybody actually bought, at least in the US, I would imagine that the UK also got Time Splitters 1 at launch, but like, do you think anybody bought Time Splitters 1 knowing, you know, it's made by the guys who did GoldenEye and Perfect Dark? All right, where's my club? I mean, that would have been my first guess. Hey, haven't we seen the screen before? Okay, Angel Studios was the dev team that later became Rockstar San Diego. And you know them now for the guys who made Red Dead Redemption. And also previously, the Ken Griffey games on N64. And the N64 port of Resident Evil 2. Yes, these guys did RE2 on N64. So I do love me some Midnight Club, especially Midnight Club 3 on Xbox. Midnight Club 3 Dub Remix. I think I might have Midnight Club 2 on PS2. If not, I probably sold it. I've got my PS2 collection. What do you want to do? Career. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's how you know how old this game is. Remember, this is October 2000. So. Rude. What should we do? Head-to-head, weak point. Let's do it. Alright, do I want to be Bruce Willis? That's not fun. Super taxi. Alright, I guess I am Bruce Willis. Grants? No, not me. Right. Alright, fine. Alright. Screen is barely lit, but I can somewhat make this out. I'm definitely used to playing GTA 3 on PS2, so this shouldn't be too bad. Alright. Well, this is it. This is what the PS2 launched with. I mean, I guess the only thing I can really compare it to is Ridge Racer 5, knowing that I played that.
Yo, sucker! Emilio is in the house!
And, you know, visually speaking, this is probably an upgrade compared to like Gran Turismo and Ridge Racer 4 on PS1, knowing that those are the best looking racers on the PS1. I lost.
Yo, get back to school, slow learner! You got props? Nah, not from Emilio, you ain't.
Boosting this. Those would definitely help me if I could speed up by any means.
Now you're gonna get the Emilio treatment big time!
Oh, this is Midnight Club, not Burnout.
Yo, Papo, you can't drive for nothing!
Yeah, but I don't want to save his name. Where's the stuff where I can do? Where I could like drive around New York. Where's the end? Oh, come on. Why is this so hard just to put in my name? Oh. Whatever. Fuck it. We're cruising now. If this is New York, and if we're in Manhattan, I want to check something out, considering this is 2000. I want to check something out before we move on to our next game.
Hey, don't get left behind. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we can also move into the, yeah, I can barely see on the screen. Fucking sucks. Good. Alright, I made it. Let me see if I can turn on some light in this room. That's probably better if I have the overhead on.
You got props? Nah, not from Emilio, you ain't.
Alright, here we go again. Wait, didn't we just do this? Son of a bitch. I gotta get stuck in this again. It's like constantly hold down X.
Now you're gonna get the Emilio treatment big time.
How do you go fast?
You useless. You ain't gonna take Emilio with moves like that.
How do you go faster than any of these guys? Let's see if I can do anything else in this town. If I can sit down properly. I mean, jeez, it's only like the first race of the game. Maybe I should have played Smuggler's Run instead.
Yo, I'm Emilio Sanchez from Uptown.
Alright, so we can cruise around fake New York. See what else they've got in here. Well, since I'm partially from Brooklyn, I can kind of recognize what's in and around this town. I'm just gonna play off the capture. The screen card. Alright, big Samsung. Well, obviously we're in Times Square. Why didn't they make, probably a good idea to do a real life defense at the time, but like, why didn't they make GTA 3's, Liberty City kind of more in the vein of this? But, you know, knowing the time frame of, I don't want to have to spell it out. So I would imagine we're getting up on Central Park. Was that what we were racing to? Central Park here? We have to race this? Well, obviously this is a scaled back version, considering, you know, how huge Central Park is. I mean, what else can I say? It's obviously looking a lot better than, you know, what a regular PlayStation 1 game would look like. I would imagine that the best looking game for the PlayStation 2 launch, knowing how much of a hand Namco had in arcade PlayStation development, would probably be Retrospective 5 or Tekken. So I don't know, this just makes me miss living in Brooklyn for a while. Let's see if we can this guy. Did that say Mid-X? Love the off-brand name for like what they put in it. Oh, is this the Guggenheim Museum, I think? Let's see if we can get this guy. They don't drive 500 miles an hour. God, why is this guy driving away so fast? Alright, well, I guess this game's pretty short. We can't do much. These are videos pretty cool. Up on the D-pad is changing this stuff. Doesn't look like you can damage your car all that much, like GTA. Oh wait, we're past the UN, right? Yeah, is this the UN? Okay, yeah, that works. I'm just trying to recognize what I know out of circa 2000 New York. Outside of watching however much Futurama. God, imagine if Fry stuck around for 2000 at PlayStation 2. Yeah, imagine if Fry stuck around for his own game on PlayStation 2. That would have been a little bit meta. That game's coming up on 20 years this year too. Alright, well, if this game's gonna be short, then I want to check out the one thing I came here for. Exactly where it is. Lower Manhattan. Ah, yeah, that part. I'm glad that they, for a launch game in 2000, that they're hitting all the architecture of New York. This probably feels better visually representative of it than GTA 3 was. You know, for how much they could scale in. Oh, we're in Soho, I think. We're in Chinatown, Soho. I also recognize that from Parasite Eve. Honestly, if they just had a tech demo of New York running through PlayStation 2, I would have bought that. I would have bought this alone. Oh yeah, yeah. If you look closely on the car details. All right, we're almost to it. Should be up on the right. if my geography is correct, we should be coming up on... There she is. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you know how old this game is. How often in a video game do you get to visit the World Trade Center like this? I wish you could go up and in the buildings. Yeah, remember guys, this was 2000. Oh, where's the spear thing? They had the spear statue in the middle here. I wonder if they moved it to Battery Park. Oh yeah, Battery Park is somewhere around here too. Oh yeah, I think you could. Let me check something real quick. I think you could go into the garage somewhere. It's somewhere. Say something nice about Sony. I've been saying pretty decent things about Sony all night tonight. Like I said, of the launch titles that they had, there was definitely enough variety that everybody had their fair share of adventure. Out of... Yeah, okay, so we can go. Okay, so I'm going in the wrong way this way. But, out of all the launch titles, I like that these launch titles are a good visual representation of what the PlayStation can do in hardware, graphically, as an upgrade from the PS1. I wish you could get out of your taxi, though. I guess that's one thing that Driver had, compared to... Yeah, because I think... When did Driver 2 come out? That was late 2012, too, right? Hey, Corgi, do you know where we are right now? Yeah. Not just any parking garage. Let me pull it back up. I wonder if we're in the oh my god, who's on me? We are here. That's probably one of my favorite. Yeah, let me see if they have battery park ones. If they're not in the Bronx or Queens or whatever, I would imagine we can't go to, like, Shea Stadium or Yankee Stadium. Go see the Mets. Because I know in Driver 2, you when you're traveling around Chicago, you can go to Wrigleyville, and you can go into Wrigley Field and find a secret bar there. They probably don't. But yeah, this is as visually as best as I remember New York. Yeah, that does say mid-X. It's a mid-X truck. With mid-delivery. I wonder if, what's his name? Kevin James is driving it, because this is New York. The King of Queens reference. My dad liked that show. He liked King of Queens. I've seen a couple episodes of it. Fucking traffic on the Queensboro Bridge tonight. Honestly, like, if I got a PlayStation 2 at launch and this was my only game, I wouldn't even mind just driving around New York like this. It's Kevin James's better show than, what was the new one they did? Kevin Can Wait. I think, what's the objective? I mean, it's technically a racing game. I'm just kind of dicking around for time. We couldn't do anything because of cheating rubber banding AI. Yeah, let me see if we... Let me see if I can do something. It'll give me another chance at a race. If not, we can move on to our next game. Because I got a couple other games I wanted to play. Yeah, it wouldn't even let me, like, finish the first race. Alright. Yeah, so you start off in Times Square here. Are you supposed to follow them to someplace, or... Because, like, when I try to get near them, they just drive away. Where did he go? That's across. No, he's on the other block. Oh, now he's turning around. Wait, are we in Madison Square Garden? Did I just roll up into Madison Square? Are we rolling right into a New York Knicks game? I didn't even realize that. Oh my god, why don't we have a representation of New York like this? I just randomly drove into fucking... Oh god, I hope they're playing the New Jersey Nets. And they really gutted the Garden here. Yeah, I was just following the other car. That's cool. So you can go to Madison Square Garden, you can go through Central Park, you can go to the World Trade Center. Or you can, like, go to the Statue of Liberty. What is this? Yeah, every time I try to drive up to this guy, he just keeps driving away. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch anybody, so I think we're done. It's fun. I will have fun just driving around, you know, fake New York City like that. But I've got some other games that I want to play too. Let's see what else. Yeah, I've got a lot of memory cards. What else is on my list? Oh yeah, SSX. Let's shift over to SSX, see if I can do anything. Hopefully that doesn't have as much purple panding. I'm not gonna be good at it, considering, yo, I quote unquote only really played the demo. Oh yeah, there were those PlayStation 2 demo discs as well. One of the later ones I want to show. I'll see how much I can do in an hour. I got this. I got another game. Falls fails. I can pull up. I've got NHL 2001 on here now. Yeah, I got NHL 01. 6. I do have X3 and not. I don't have on tour. So. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these games. They're all fine and right in their own aspect. This wasn't even EA Sports. Big. Man, I miss when they used to do that. This wasn't even like the only snowboarding game that was launched. Yeah, no, there was an ESPN snowboarding game for the PS2 at launch too. Again, if you guys want the lineup of launch games as well too, I think it was 29 games. Dive right into it. SSX 3, however, is my favorite of these games. Moby.
Ready to get crazy?
And Final Fantasy 7. Can't forget that. this. Especially I have to look at the controller to figure out what I'm doing. Down 360. Yeah, please warm up. Pushing forward on the left hand.
Yo, what's up? It's time to warm up. Let's get going. How about some nice, fat cock turns? All you gotta do is use that turning control.
Got it. Going down.
Bank turns are your friends. You ride them high, they'll treat you right.
You mean Slalom? Slalom was on NES. That was by Rare. Slalom was the skiing one.
If you do a trick onto or off the rail, you
I don't remember any snowboarding or skiing.
Once you're on the rail, use your spin control to change your stance.
Let's look at this.
Timing is everything. Remember to release that jump button before you get to the top of the jump. Bonus time!
There we go. Hold X. Crap.
You want to do some grab tricks? Just grab any of the shoulder buttons when you're in the air.
They're gonna land.
How about warming up with some 360s or 540s?
About a 180 to start.
You can get bigger points if you can do more than just one grab per jump.
Oh, so if you hold X, you're not turning at all.
Try to spin after you flip. Once you're coming around your flip, push down on the spin control and do a late spin.
I mean, it's better that I get this out of the way.
You ever done a Misty flip? If not, just be holding down both the flip and the spin controls when you release the jump button. Come on, sort yourself out, mate. What's better than a back flip? Double back. Go for one and just keep hanging on till you get to two.
Terrible at this. Yeah, it says to let go before you jump.
You doing a bigger trick? Try throwing in a grab, you'll get some crazy points.
You have to hold X or press X?
You look pretty warmed up to me. You can either take another warm-up run, or I'll see you on the floor.
It is again.
Yo, what's Brace up, it's time to warm up. Let's get going. You got some turns in you? Why don't you bust some left and right?
Dude, hold up. Alright, so back is your brake. Turns.
You need to tuck down if you want to go faster. If you do a trick onto or off the rail, you get mass points, kid. Once you're on the rail, use your spin control to change your stance. It's time to get some air. Holding your jump button down longer will get you big air when you release it. Splendid!
Yeah, I'm never gonna get the timing of this down.
The more points you get. Just remember to let go of your grab before you splat. Time to spin and grin. If you hold it down the spin control.
Yeah, I'm also playing this on an LCD now, so.
You'll spin like my granddad's turntables. If you want to get tweaked, just push the tweak button while you're doing the grab. Try to spin after you flip. Once you're coming around your flip, push down on the spin control and do a late spin.
There we go. There we go.
You ever done a misty flip? If not, just be holding down both the flip and the spin controls when you release the jump button.
Shit.
Have you got your flips wired? How about going for two? Just keep holding down the flip control. A little prayer might help too.
It'd probably just help me to just mash it while I'm trying to jump.
You doing a bigger trick? Try throwing in a grab and get some crazy points.
Alright, I got enough. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Mercilessly fail at it.
Brilliant.
There's no easy way out of this. I would imagine you'd have to play a lot of this game to unlock the rest of this stuff. Where are we? Nagano? They say Rob Zombie's in this. Oh my god, after Twisted Metal 3, could this guy ever catch a break? Yeah. Get up, get up, get up. Yo! I've already done that first, so that's why. Come on.
I'd cut that out of the replay.
Well, we get some sort of comeback. Damn it. Took third. Took a bronze. Alright. We'll do a couple more races if I can.
I won!
I got third, I did not win.
You're looking at a winner, baby.
Do I get any more boards? Go up. Let's see if I can do it any better than this. ¿Qué pasa?
Sonic mediums provided by the sounds of Ron Sound.
Oh, it's not Rob Zombie. I thought he said Rob Zombie. I want to respect that. It's such a high jump and I didn't do anything with it.
Sonic mediums provided by the sounds of Ron Sound. Welcome to the Elysian Alps.
Come on, I can land a trick on this.
Sonic mediums provided by the sounds of Ron Sound. Welcome to the Elysian Alps. Sonic mediums provided by the sounds of drops out. Welcome to the Elysian Hours. Forward flip with the method. Someone call the doctor.
Such a hard time landing these tricks.
Inside 180.
For all the people who say that they love SSX, how many of them have actually played it to the level where they're comfortable with their skill set at it? I would imagine not many. As much as I love SSX 3, you're basically seeing how I am playing here. Is how I play SSX 3. Oh, okay. So the more tricks you do, the bigger of a boost you get. And you can use square to boost. Okay.
What am I fighting for?
The taste of snow.
Just cannot land any of this. Where am I? Am I actually gonna pull third again? Oh, wait, no. Wait, where am I? How did they get all the way up there? How am I in the lead? What place is this?
Backside 180.
Finish. Oh my god! I can't land a single one of these. You're supposed to go over them. This is taking forever.
Number 2. Gravity wins.
I am just. Yeah, this is essentially how I thought I would play SSX. Oh my god, I actually won. All that bullshit that happened and I fucking won. What in God's name just happened?
I won!
Damn right I did. All that bullshit that just happened, me fumbling on my face, and I made a less. I think I'm gonna take my victory and walk out of this. I think I'm just gonna walk off of that. You would imagine, based on that, how much significantly better I would probably be at the rest of SSX. Still, that would have been like my third choice for a launch title if I picked up any of these. Outside of Time Splitters and Tekken. Now, there is a game on here that I did add that I was meaning to try. I heard it's not good, and as far as launch titles go, this might be one of the worst. Not just on the PS2, but I just need to see how this game fares up. So it's done by EA too. So not talking about SSX. I'm talking about this game I'm about to play. X Squad. If anybody remembers X Squad, this was the last game that they announced for the PlayStation 2 launch lineup. I feel like this is one of those games that you bought because Madden or whatever the hottest game was out of stock.
I've discovered the disturbance, but I'm not sure what it means yet.
But I know absolutely nothing about this game.
Something about Project Medusa. Please hurry. I think they know I'm onto something. I can't leave on my own.
I don't mind third-person shooters, I'm just way better suited for first-person. Alright, let's go. Probably just for the sake of this. Investigate situation.
Listen up.
Let's roll.
Wait, let's listen
And
to
you can
Ashton.
kind
I
of tell
can't
where the
believe this
graphics
happened.
fall.
This place should have been impregnable. I have a bad feeling about this.
All right. Let's stick to our objectives. We're here to clean this mess. Maya, we'll rendezvous at our checkpoint.
I guess the
Judd and
bouncer
Melinda
guys
will
were
catch up with you in the control
out
room.
busy this weekend, so they got these guys instead
Grab
to do their
extra
job.
ammo and look alive.
Maya, it's up to you to make sure we get all of Judd's recon updates. Judd, make sure you pipe in all the maps and data you find.
You got it, Ash.
Move out!
Yeah, in comparison to Midnight Club and the Bouncer and Ridge Racer or whatever, this kind of looks a little bit less than stellar compared to, you know, what was...
This is Ash. Maya, respond!
It's Maya. What's the matter, Ash?
I've sneaked in successfully.
Is
as
that a
planned.
stealth
How
shooter
you
at
doing
all?
over there?
Doing well. I'm also inside.
Move out from here. Keep an eye out for any hostages.
Sounds good.
If anything happens, contact me right away. Now move out!
That go well. Oh. Well. Got it. Controls alright. Let's see. Up. L2 and R2 to strafe. R1. Why is it always R1 to shoot? Why is it never R2? Alright, it would be nice to know. Okay. Kinda... I guess it's not necessarily a stealth shooter,
you
but...
can release the door lock by pressing the action button.
Lock is released.
Elevators can be called and operated by pressing the action button.
Why is the action button L1? Why is it not one of the face buttons? My camera's a little shaky. I don't know. This kind of reminds me of you guys ever played Siphon Filter on PlayStation?
Release the cell lock by destroying the monitor camera.
Load. Okay, so it kind of like auto locks on. Yeah, this... I would probably best describe this as a janky version of Siphon Filter. I don't even think Siphon Filter 3 was out yet. No, Siphon Filter 2, I think, was the newest game. Yeah, 3 didn't come out until late the next year, and that was still PS1. Now where am I going? Where am I going?
At corridor intersections, you can peek around corners by holding down the action button and pressing strafe left or strafe right.
Difficult. Oh, well, you know, that also helps. Map. Okay, this is... Okay, so if you hold down L1 and then R2 or L2, you can do this, but then it locks on and then you have to use another finger. It's very awkward to handle the controller.
Be careful. Enemies respond to any unexpected noises and movements.
Well, I guess they're trying to be a little bit, like, Metal Gear Solid-ish. He just disappears.
To get through, you must shoot out the drum barrels and crouch through the crawl space.
It's definitely not Perfect Dark. I mean, God forbid this would be Perfect Dark 0. Okay.
You can display the area map by pressing the pause button.
Kinda don't like that it interrupts the gameplay like Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness did.
Ash, it's Maya.
What is it?
No sign of our hostages. Don't you think it's strange?
That's peculiar.
Maybe they've been moved to another site?
Maybe, but it's too early to draw any conclusions.
Got it.
I mean, hell, Perfect Dark was also out at this time, too. I'm trying to think, you know, this being later in 2000.
Who is that?
You know, honestly, what's even the point of stealth? I can just run through everything. Yeah, why am I wasting my time doing this?
You can select your weapon from the equipment menu by pressing the item select button.
Is there a reload button? And you're kind of already using up all the buttons on the controller.
Damn! What?
I can't even see it on this TV that I'm using. That's how bad it is.
Right there!
Do I get to pick up these guys' weapons? Oh, that is a very slow way to pick up weapons. You can't just have one of the buttons on the controller do that automatically. You have to do that every time you want a new weapon.
Ash, what happened to the rest of the team? They should be here.
I think they died.
Now would be a good time to ask for help from one of your squad mates. You...
Stall. Okay, so it's like it's more like a stealth FPS. So this is definitely more on the lines of Siphon Filter than it would be.
Understood.
I don't know what's another decent third-person FPS that was the third-person shooter that was out at the time.
The elevator is locked. We should find the door release.
I'm myself killed.
Door lock is functional.
Yeah, they could have mapped out these buttons better. Oh.
The switch is over here. I'll unlock the door. Cover me.
Affirmative.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can see where the mixed reception with this game comes from.
Lock is released.
Fuck, but...
Got it?
They just jump down.
Somebody must be around here.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Keep on the lookout. We don't have much on this sector.
I got your back.
Crap! We've been set up.
I'm about to die. And I'm dead. Do I have to do that whole thing again?
This is Ash.
Oh
Maya,
my God.
respond.
It's Maya. What's the matter, Ash?
I've sneaked in successfully.
And
As
it's
planned.
unskippable.
How you doing over there?
Doing well. I'm also inside.
Move out from here. Keep an eye out for any hostages.
Sounds good.
If anything happens, contact me right away. Now move out.
Alright, I'll try one more time. If I die again, we'll move on. It's kind of getting late. I have to drive all the way back home, too. Alright. Gonna have to do the tutorial again, right?
Lock is released.
Interesting idea to use a drum and bass sound for a soundtrack, though. I almost expect Fat Boy Slim to be on the soundtrack. Yeah, imagine playing this game and all of a sudden the soundtrack goes, right about now, the Funk Soul Brother, check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. That would have sold me on this game. Oh, that worked for FIFA 99. God.
Ash, it's Maya.
It's not
No
completely
sign of
unplayable, but it is very uncanny
it's
to play.
strange?
That's peculiar.
Maybe they've been moved to another site?
Maybe. But it's too early to draw any conclusions.
Got it.
Oh my god.
Where's that?
Hopefully I'm doing a little bit better now.
What happened?
Right there!
Tell me somebody had the gall to compare this game to Siphon Filter back in the day.
Ash, what happened to the rest of the team? They should be here. Affirmative.
What is that?
The elevator is locked. We should find the door release.
Box pump. Yeah, it does, but like when I try to manually aim, it just goes all over the place.
The switch is over here. I'll unlock the door. Cover me.
Affirmative.
Alright.
Keep them away from the elevator.
Lock is released.
Got it?
Alright, back to where we were.
Somebody must be around here.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Keep on the lookout. We don't have much on this sector.
I got your back.
I'm trying to drive back in traffic at night. Just so I have enough ammo.
Crap! We've been set up.
If this was like a more fast-paced third-person shooter like Outrigger on Dreamcast, because Outrigger, at least with the keyboard and mouse, played more fluently. This just kind of feels like it's hiccuping while I'm playing it.
Let's hit him at the same time. You take the right, I'll take the left. Let him have it.
Lock is released.
Now what? Yeah, this feels like if Outrigger was made into a full-fledged game outside of being an arcade game. But the development shifted a couple consoles. Who made this game again? EA Square? Wait. EA Square? Did EA and Square have a partnership? Huh. I guess I take back what I said about the bouncer thing. What is this, C-tier bouncer? No! Oh. We're only halfway through this level.
We won't let you go forward.
What else did these guys make? You have to manually use medkits though.
Intruders! Stop! They're attacking!
There's a turret over here. Be careful. It tracks movement.
Move in with caution. I've got it covered.
You got it.
It was the thing you were doing. Did EA Square make Parasite Eve?
Intruders! Stop them!
Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm kinda getting the hang of it. I think she's about to die.
I'm taking heat.
What?
Oh.
Why do I have to do this like it's Resident Evil?
Lock is released.
Much further.
We won't let you go forward.
This is the last room. Let's go.
My god.
Interlopers, you die.
Wait, who's this asshole? Also, did you just call me an interloper? Oh my god, I immediately died. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? I just got immediately torched. What the hell? Okay, fuck this game. Die. I just got torched. Okay, let's move on to our last game, because I gotta wrap this up. Hopefully we can make this quick. I just got fucking torched. What the hell?
It's been one of those days.
Okay. I gotta get home to my dog. Been out of the house since 6:30. not a good idea to be driving out in the middle of the night. Plus, I gotta come back here in the morning anyways. Alright. Last game of the night. Let's see if I can get a quick game in. If I played the demo of this, that should be fine.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
I should have this in my PS2 collection as well too. Want to be home. And let's base. Let's see if I can pick on the Red Wings. 5 minutes, no penalties. Fighting was ridiculous. Alright. Inaugural. Let's go with the inaugurals. Good old Reunion Arena. This is when the Dallas Stars were at their peak, too. Right, pass. Shoot. I can figure this out. Lieutenant, I've got Zubov, I've got Brett Bowl, I shoot. I'll go for. I'll admit though, this era of the Detroit Red Wings is also stacked too. I might turn it down a butt.
Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to Dallas for this exhibition game between the Detroit Red Wings and the Stars.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Clement, and welcome to great hockey
Let's go.
action here on EA
Got my
Sports
now.
NHL 2001.
I'm Jim Houston. Time for the opening faceoff.
Well, when two teams with a history of really knocking heads get together, it doesn't matter what time of year it is, there's always one thing on the line. That is pride with a capital P.
Done. Yeah, when there's no rules, there's no mercy.
Well, Jim, most of the time
Look at
there's
this.
nothing scientific about generating
Already one
scoring
shot.
chances.
Already one timed
Move
it.
the puck fast and skate hard.
Oh, this is gonna be a good game.
With that goal, Detroit now trails 1-0.
You never really want to fall behind in a game, but with so much time left, I wouldn't panic just yet.
Duchesne with the puck. And Kozlov fires it, picked out of the air. Belfort gets the puck to Manson. Shot by Skrudland, saved by Osgood.
Oh, they have Chris Osgood in the net too. Oh, Sergey.
Fedorov quickly moves it. Manson.
How much turbo do I have? Oh my god, there's nobody over there.
Skrudland.
Where are my guys? Come on, get on side.
Shot off the post. Osgood gives it to Chelios to Verbeek. He gets knocked over. Skrudland.
Oh, and I'm playing against Detroit, not New Jersey.
Lettinen tees up. Saved by Osgood. Lettinen. Iserman turned inside out by Hull. Lettinen winds up. Osgood moves the
Chris
puck to
Chelios.
Chelios.
Steve Eisenman.
Iserman moves ahead. Verbeek shoots it. Belfort made the save. Detroit. Now
There's still a
with it,
fighting on,
Lidstrom
right?
coughs it up. Saved by Osgood. Plays the
Equals
puck to
Lidstrom.
Lidstrom. Shoots. Turned aside. Osgood moves it to Murphy. Langenbrunner climbs up. Shot the puck on the right.
Yo, Newendike. Oh, I just got put in Shanahan.
Shanahan tees up. Belfort denied him. Langenbrunner scooped it up. Skates ahead. Ward turned inside out by Langenbrunner.
My guys.
Langenbrunner carries the puck. Dallas picks it up. Shot. Manson
Done.
scores.
Yeah, since 94, the one-timer has constantly effectively worked on me. Just keep setting up a one-timers and the goal's wide open, and it always works every time. It's always been my strategy, especially with the Detroit Red Wings.
Climbs up. Shot misses.
John Sim, and by number 29, Grant Marshall.
Osgood made the save for point. Gets level. Chambers corrals it. But the door is closed by Osgood. Shoots it. Pushed away. Duchesne is turned inside out by Chambers. Pushed aside by Osgood. Dallas gets hold of the puck. Chambers shoots. Oh, he missed.
Good hole.
Bonanno
Done.
scores.
Already up 3-0. Hey, I can do this all night. Anybody want to take me on? Anybody out there? The Dallas Stars, baby. 99 Cup champions. End the game, Osgood.
Dallas now leads 3-0.
Well, with a 3-goal lead, this team is in the driver's seat, Jim. Now all they got to do is keep it between stitches.
And that brings to an end the first period of play.
27, Sean Chambers. In the event that you are hit by a puck, please stay in your seat and wait for one of our trained medical attendants to assist you.
Close them up, boys. All right. Yeah, we can get this done. Taken care of.
Everybody, and welcome back as we get set to start the second period.
And Jim, if the energy from the first period...
Never forget the time I went down to Dallas for spring break. My dad took me down there, and we went to go see Dallas Stars play the Vegas Golden Knights. We got nosebleeder seats, but it was still a great atmosphere to be down there. I'm glad that the Dallas Stars are making moves to get into the playoffs. I just wish they could pull the trigger on it.
Osgood covers up for the whistle. Dallas puts its checking.
They did have a good run against Tampa in the Cup Finals a couple years ago too. They're worthy of another cup on their own. A legitimate cup, that is.
To the point. Manson is
we're fighting.
money where his fists are.
Yeah, we're fighting. Bye, Chris. Bye, Chris.
Man, did he get torqued. Dallas is now carrying the play since winning the fight. You can feel their momentum.
And because penalties are basically off, there is like no penalty for this. Oh, it's fun to rock'em sock'em Chris Chelios' ass.
Good.
Detroit has a good trio of forwards on the ice. They've got Iserman, Shanahan, and Verbeek. Madano, Rugen.
Major for fighting.
Murphy gets deep by Medvedchuk.
24, Chris Chelios. A 5-minute major.
Fires it. Osgood shuts the door. Shoots it. Stick save. Shoots the puck. Saved by Osgood. Medvedchuk works gingerly around Lidstrom. Osgood closed the door. Picked up by Dallas.
Come on.
Medvedchuk tees it up. Osgood made the save.
Boy, this guy's in the zone, baby. He wants some shooting. Bring it on, guys.
Belfort hangs on for the whistle. Detroit puts its second line out.
Let's get some action in.
The draw's won by Detroit. Sidor gets the puck from Belfour.
Why did I dump it? Honestly, I don't even have to do anything right now, considering I'm up 3-0 anyways.
Langenbrunner shoots. Osgood made the save. Fedorov
Breakaway.
skates ahead. He's in alone. Shoots. Belfour turns the shot
Breakaway.
aside.
Deacon.
Murphy
Deacon.
turned around by Sidor.
Come on, guys. Get up here.
Get from behind.
Just the puck.
Osgood hangs
got it.
on for the face-off. Hey, Chris Osgood is the envy of many a goalie. He's a shooter. He's
Where was Mike Vernon at this time? Did he already leave Detroit?
Saved by Osgood. Manano from the left. Osgood stoned him. Hard shot pushed aside. Iserman.
I'm getting wrecked.
Shanahan with the puck. Hatcher grabs the puck.
Technically, I'm just slashing all these guys too, so I should be getting a penalty with every freaking hit. I would just be icing.
Belfour gets the puck to Medvedchuk.
There's just no rules in this game. I've already broken every freaking rule, including a 2-line pass.
Holmstrom has it.
God, please.
Lettinen dances around Gill.
Done. Wow, it's not much of a blowout until it's 5-0.
Well, I've always said that 5-on-5 play is for real men. There's not a lot of room out there, and you've got to make something happen.
And I like that I'm doing this at all. Notice there's no lines behind the net. They didn't install the don't have the Marty Brodeur rule yet.
Well, Jim, running up the score like this
trapezoid.
is just like kicking a guy when he's down.
By number 26,
Osgood gives it to Murphy. Dallas picked it clean.
Done. Why am I? Who am I to complain? Early in the second period, guys.
Detroit is really getting shelled at the hands of Dallas. Detroit has been pinned in its own end for the majority of the game.
They pulled their fucking goalie. Chris Osgood is already out. Chris, they fucking pulled Chris Osgood.
Keane moves ahead. Lots to tell you about in this high-scoring game. Dallas has had goals from Manano, Manson, and Keane.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Dallas now
This isn't even NHL hits. This is just regular ass NHL.
You talk about ugly.
assisted by number 10.
Snared by Reggett. He plays the puck to Lidstrom. After the second period of play, Dallas.
Still have a whole nother period and we're already up 6-0.
Teams now get to go to their dressing rooms, regroup, and hopefully come back.
Oh my god, this is pretty good. Chris Creek was fucking pissed.
Welcome back,
Alright, let's finish this up. I gotta get out of here.
Jim, as you know, the third period is always tense because it's the last chance to get the job done.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a blowout at this point.
The faceoff goes to Dallas. Chambers has the puck. Fires! The door is shut by Reggett. Iserman skates ahead. Bowled over. Shanahan shoots it. Kicked
That
aside.
might have been the best shot that they've gotten all night.
Muller fires. Pushed away.
Nope,
Dallas
hurt
jumps
Muller.
on it. Shoots it. Reggett closes the door. Skrudland from the left. Reggett moves the puck to Lidstrom. Skrudland steals the pass. Keane goes around Murphy.
Where are my guys?
To Hull. Denied by Reggett. Manano from the left. Saved by Reggett. Hull shoots it. Reggett stoned him cold. Iserman skates ahead. Time to break for
And we're getting another one. Other not.
Well, I'll tell you, those guys match up
Goodbye,
really
Jerry
very
McCarty.
even. I don't even think we can declare a winner in this scrap.
I would hate for these guys to play Colorado after getting mercilessly beaten by us. Who else did that kill? Chris Draper? Hey Adam, you want to try? You want to have a hand at this?
Detroit sends out their three forwards.
Bet I could go minimum 10-0 on you.
A 5-minute major for fighters.
Duchesne gave it away to Langenbrunner. Kicked aside by Reggett. He gets the puck to Chelios. Glove save by Reggett. Gives it to Duchesne. Lapointe grabs the puck. He gets dropped. Zubov takes it. Neuendijk is away.
Oh, they're switching lines.
Neuendijk carries the puck. Muller shoots. Reggett stabbed at it. Plays the puck to Duchesne. Fedorov moved it. Kozlov gets knocked over. Muller winds up. Turned aside by Reggett. Shoots the puck.
First one, then two, then a third. Wow, is this guy focused.
Reggett stones him. Fires it. Big glove save by
I
Reggett.
want one more.
He
I
plays
think
the
one
puck
more
to
will
Duchesne.
satisfy.
Dallas with it now. Saved by Reggett. He gets the puck to Chelios. Dallas corrals it. Muller moves it to Keane. Reggett slams the door shut.
Alright, let's change your mind.
Lettinen gets it to Madano. Lettinen shoots. Verbeek, short pass.
I literally just have to keep it alive.
Chelios. Iserman skates ahead.
No, no.
Shut the door. Metlichuk danced
Not
around
giving up the shutout.
Gill picked it up.
I'm about to give up the shutout.
Shoots. Belfort stones
Here
him.
it is, Zubov.
Less than a minute to go in the game. Zubov carries the puck. Shoots it. Turned away. Sim.
Ding, 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 ding. What a blowout.
There are a few reasons this game turned out to be the way it did.
What a fucking blowout.
The opposition from getting
Granted, there were like no rules or penalties on, but good lord.
and they got less
This is the kind of game that will always put me in a good mood. I think that makes up for everything else that happened tonight.
They had very sound goaltending from Belfour, and they really made their shots count. That's it for another great game of NHL 2001.
Right.
Thanks for being with us. I'm Jim Houston, and I'm Bill Clement.
You can tell where my talent falls in these games. Holy fuck, 6-0. What the? Alright, I think that's enough for tonight. Yeah. Have you guys had enough fun with the PlayStation 2? I think that was a good insight for what was out on the PlayStation 2 at launch. There were some decent games. There were some games that could probably be left in the bin. But I think what am I trying to say? This was a good insight for me to understand just how big the PlayStation 2's launch was. I've severely underestimated this thing for many years, and now realizing how hyped people were for this thing at launch, and especially, you telling me how big it was early on, that means a lot to me. So, I would like to look at, I mean, if I ever come back to streaming someday, if we ever come back to streaming someday, I want to look at some other console launch retrospectives. I definitely want to save Xbox 360 for one day, because there was a lot going on for that launch too, and I do have a lot of those games. I don't have every 360 launch game, but I want to save that for a special day. Yeah, we're done. We're done for tonight. As far as this upcoming week, streams will be all week long except for Thursday. Tomorrow we are actually finishing up E3 2003 because I still got a little bit left to do for that. I'll admit, and I'd save the absolute worst for last because I think the last things that we have to do for E3 are all the G4 retrospectives. So be prepared for a lot of G4 cringe content tomorrow for E3 2003. Wednesday I will be back in this house for PS1 demo disc roulette. I think I want to do one more of those, and then it all wraps up nicely on Friday. I will let you guys know what I'm doing Friday. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This was a fun retrospective for how much I gave out of it. PlayStation 2, I keep underestimating it, but it definitely holds its marks. I wish it didn't mercilessly beat the Dreamcast instead of the Dreamcast beating itself. All right, let me see who's on. I gotta get out of here. No, Kyle's doing Agent Under Fire. Let me just see who else is on. Might end up going to Kyle's later. Let me see who else is on that I can. Let's go right a new friend. Brace is doing some art. Brace is one of Sierra's friends that we've gotten to know each other a little bit better. So I'm gonna send you guys over to Brace. All right. She's nice. If you guys like the Virtual Boy stuff, Brace is a very Virtual Boy oriented theme. So be prepared for that. All right, I gotta get out of here. We'll be back same time tomorrow for E3 2003. Take care, folks. Good night.